All right, let's dive into something you hear about all the time when it comes to longevity, Zone 2 cardio. We all know we should be doing it, but seriously, who has the time? Well, it turns out there isn't just one way to get it all done. We're going to break it all down and show you two really different paths to hitting that all-important goal.
So, what is the big hurdle here? Well, for most of us, the experts have kind of boiled it down to a single number. And yeah, it can sound pretty intimidating.
And that magic number, it's 200.
That's right. 200 minutes of Zone 2 cardio is what we should be aiming for every single week. That's the minimum dose if we want to really boost our heart and brain health and, build a longer, healthier life.
And if your first thought was, wait a minute, that's over 3 hours, you are definitely not alone. It can feel totally impossible to squeeze that in. But don't worry, the solution isn't about magically finding more time. Stick with me because we are about to solve this.
Okay, so before we figure out how to solve the time problem, let's get crystal clear on what we're even talking about. What exactly is Zone 2 cardio? Honestly, it's way simpler than it sounds. The most important thing to get is that Zone 2 is not about pushing yourself to the limit, gasping for air. It's the complete opposite. It's all about a low and slow, sustained effort. The absolute best rule of thumb is the talk test. If you can have a full conversation while you're doing it, you're pretty much in the perfect zone.
And this isn't just some made-up rule. This is exactly what experts like Dr. Andrew Huberman use. His personal test is super simple. Can you breathe through your nose the entire time? Or can you have a chat with someone? If you can say yes, you're nailing it.
So, why even bother with all this low-intensity stuff? Well, the benefits are huge. We're talking about improving everything from your heart and your brain all the way down to your mitochondria. The little powerhouses inside your cells. Think of it like this. Zone 2 doesn't compete with your other workouts. It actually builds the fundamental engine that makes you stronger and faster in everything else you do. Okay, let's get into our first solution for that 200-minute problem. This idea comes from Dr. Andy Galpin, and it's less of a workout plan and more of a complete shift in how you think about exercise.
This whole idea is perfectly summed up in a story between Dr. Huberman and Dr. Galpin. Huberman was describing his scheduled Zone 2 runs, and Galpin just casually says he doesn't really consider that exercise. At first, Huberman felt deflated. But then Galpin's explanation completely changed his perspective.
And this is the question at the heart of his philosophy. What if you could hit your 200-minute goal without ever scheduling a workout? What if it was just a natural part of, living your life? So here's how it works. From Dr. Galpin's point of view, you can get all your Zone 2 minutes from activities you're already doing. That brisk walk carrying the groceries in from the car, chasing your kids around the backyard, pacing around your office on a work call, it all counts. Every little bit adds up.
So with this mindset, the whole game changes. You stop thinking about cardio sessions and you start thinking about your total weekly volume of just movement. The goal isn't to add more exercise to your packed schedule, it's to build a more active life inside the schedule you already have.
All right, now for path number 2. Because while that integrator approach is so freeing for some, a lot of us are planners. We actually like structure, data, and a clear schedule. For that mindset, we can turn to the work of Dr. Inigo San Millan. So if you're the kind of person who wants a clear-cut, science-backed protocol to follow, then this is going to be the approach for you. It's methodical, it's precise, and it is absolutely proven to work. Dr. San Millan's research points to 3 really key things. First, frequency. You're aiming for 3 to 4 days a week. That seems to be the sweet spot to trigger all those positive changes in your mitochondria. Second is duration. Each session should last about 60 to 90 minutes to get the full metabolic benefits. And finally, the big one, consistency. 1 or 2 sessions a week might just maintain where you're at, but it takes 3 or 4 to really drive improvement.
Okay, I know that can still sound like a lot, so the key here is to start small. Please do not try to jump into a 90-minute session on day 1. Just start with something manageable, like 30 minutes. Your first goal is just to establish that frequency. Hit those 3 sessions a week. Once that feels like a habit, then you can start slowly adding 5 or 10 minutes at a time, building up toward that 60-minute mark.
So there you have it. 2 totally different philosophies that are aiming for the exact same goal. Let's put them side by side so you can really see how they stack up. On one side, you've got the integrator, who sees Zone 2 as movement. They just weave it into their day, focusing on the total volume over the week. It's flexible, it's spontaneous. And on the other side, you have the planner, who sees Zone 2 as training. They schedule dedicated sessions, focusing on a precise dose and frequency. It's structured, it's methodical.
So which one sounds more like you?
And here is maybe the most important takeaway of all. There is no single right answer here. The best approach is whichever one you will actually stick with. And you can totally blend them. Maybe you schedule 2 planned sessions a week and just focus on integrating more movement on the other days. The only thing that really truly matters is consistency.
So I'll leave you with this final thought. When it comes to building the very foundation of your health, is the answer more training, or is it simply about living a more active life? The choice is yours.